when the fog hangs around all day long, and still one or two patches around even now in the Vale of York, around the Fens, even the odd patch in southern England. Quite clear just for the next hour or so, but it'll tend to come back fairly readily, I think, through this evening. We've got this area of high pressure at the moment that really doesn't want to give way. With the clear skies, that's allowing us to see that frost and patchy fog. These weather systems trying desperately to come in from the west out of the Atlantic, being held up over the next 2 or 3 days, but eventually, as we get a deep area of low pressure developing over the Atlantic, that should give enough of a push, I think, towards the end of the week to start shoving those weather systems through at least northern parts of the country. We can see that happening if we look at the wind forecast. Very light winds to start with over the next couple of days. Then as we get through in towards the weekend, those winds start to pick up from the southwest, and that should bring in some somewhat milder weather, I think, in across the northern half of the British Isles at least, as we get through the weekend and into the early part of next week. But still the light winds in the south, so I think further problems with frost and fog here. As I've said, we've still got some patchy fog around across the central and eastern parts of England. It'll start to thicken up again fairly readily, I think, later on today through this evening. Still quite cloudy in the west, 1 or 2 spots of rain, but any rain or sleet over western Scotland, really very light indeed, perhaps a bit wetter at times though for Northern Ireland. Through the afternoon, very, very chilly, temperatures 5 or 6 degrees at best, perhaps 9 in the southwest, but here quite a brisk wind, really keeping it quite cool, I think, in all areas. Now through this evening and tonight, we are going to keep this cloud in the west. 1 or 2 outbreaks of rain still, tending to peter out though later on in the night. If you're hoping to spot those meteors, the best chances, I think, down this eastern side, but you'll certainly need to wrap up warm because there is going to be another widespread frost. -2, -4 in many areas, perhaps even -6 across parts of Scotland, lower still in 1 or 2 of the glens. But it's that ice and fog that we've got to watch out for through the second half of tonight. Pretty widespread, the fog, I think. If you're driving through tomorrow morning, do watch out for that. A similar day through tomorrow, still the fog in the southeast, staying rather cloudy further to the west. That's the weather. Bye for now.